Hello Aries, this is Summer from Tarot by Summer, and I'm here to do your general reading. I am so excited to be back, and I want to thank you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the love that you've given me. Like, subscribe, shares, and placing personal orders with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Before I get you started, I want to let you know that copywriting and marketing services, my offer still stands for that. Off for the entire summer for those of you who need some help, need services through coming from this YouTube channel. So it is an exclusive offer for those of you coming through the channel and need that sort of help. So send me an email at tarotbysummer@gmail.com and we can get it going. Send me some details about what it is you do, what you need help with in terms of marketing and getting your marketing material written, okay? So now let's go ahead and get you started. Aries, I said a prayer and I meditated over your reading the way that I normally do. I laid out the foundation of your spread to get connected with you and get your energy flowing. I also pulled a card for you from Animal Spirit deck, a deck that I've been using for a couple of months now, and I really like it. It seems to be, I like the way it flows in with tarot and oracle cards. I can't seem to get all the words out right now, but we're gonna go through this. All right. I'm going to start with the card on the bottom of the deck, and you have the Hermit card in the upright position. The Hermit in the upright position, and it's telling me, it's showing me that in the month of July, you may be going through a time of introspection, a time to really go within and gain some knowledge about what's happening in a situation or what's happening during this transformational time in your life. You'll be going within to see what part you've played in your situations in your life during this transformation. So you're going through something heavy. I can tell just by looking at your cards here, although all of your cards, although they're not like really bad cards or anything, it's just a really heavy energy. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas in a spread that has 7 cards. So there's a lot going on with you. There's a lot of transformation taking place that has, the process has already started. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Aries, in your near past, you have the Hierophant in the upright position. Hierophant in the upright position. You have the Tower card in the upright position right over here where you are. This is how you're feeling. This is how you're thinking, what you're experiencing from your current situation, from your situation. And here in your situation, you have the High Priestess in the upright position. Covering the High Priestess is the King of Wands in the upright position. The King of Wands it's a challenge card. It can either hurt you or help you in some way. In the immediate future, you have the Princess of Swords in the upright position. In the total outcome, you have the Chariot in the upright position. And of course, the spiritual animal spirit card. But we'll get to this a little bit later. We'll see how this card ties into the rest of your reading. Okay? In the near past, you've been committed to something. The Hierophant is about. I've been trying to come up with a way to to explain what it is in a shorter way. It is about structured institutions in a nutshell. That's the institution of marriage. That can be the institution of marriage, traditional religion, the education system, the legal system, like courts. It can also be corporations, very structured institutions where there's like a hierarchy where you've got to conform to something because you're committed to it in some way. You're really tied into it. The Hierophant is also a priest. The Hierophant can marry someone, okay? The Hierophant represents the Taurus. So somewhere in your near past, or it could be your past, but there's been maybe some issue that's come up regarding a commitment that you've been in, some sort of institutional commitment that you've been in. Pardon me. Because right next to it, you have the Tower card right here. And the Tower card is about a structure that is coming apart because it is on shaky ground. It wasn't solid, or it was something, it could be a situation that ends abruptly. It could just be either way, something ends abruptly, something's happening. There's some sort of shakeup in your life. And I feel like whatever this is that you were committed to, it could be a relationship, could be some sort of institution, it could be, a job. Maybe you work in corporate America somewhere, legal system, where there's someone high ranking, in charge, and can control over everybody else and everything else. This Hierophant can also be like a shaman. This could be like a form of spirituality. And it's shaky. It's shaky. You were committed to this. We'll find out what this is that you were committed to in just a moment. Because it's not clear. It might be marriage. You could have gotten married or been in a very committed relationship this long term and it's coming apart. You're having a tower moment. You're having a tower moment. Right here, this is how you feel about the situation. You knew that this was coming. Pardon me. Because this is related, although this is next to the past, this is also related to how you feel about the current situation. How you're feeling about it. You knew this was coming. The High Priestess, in fact, the High Priestess is like the counterpart to the Hierophant. So you have like a priest-like figure, someone of hierarchy, someone control, and someone who's able to marry, someone who can be a shaman next to, the High Priestess is here and the Tower is in the middle. High Priestess is someone who can see well. She's the keeper of secrets. She can be psychic, highly intuitive, empathic. She's a priest. She's a priest. He can be a priest. You knew it. You saw it coming. If you didn't know this yourself, that this thing, this breakup, this shake-up, this shakedown, this opportunity to start rebuilding from a structure that you probably held on to because there's a lot of control in between the two of these. You knew it was coming, or you suspected it was coming, and you sought someone who could see, a seer, like a reader. You sought maybe a psychic, maybe you sought some sort of, high priestess to help you divine the situation, and you're not feeling good about it. You're not feeling good. You're going within, and I feel like all of this, these three things here. Why can't I talk today? Why can't I get this out? Is there something that you want to say that you haven't been able to get out, Aries? Because I can't talk. I can't get words out. I feel like all of these four cards, these four things taking place is happening right around the same time. Because by the time we got to where I'm doing this reading, this is already happening. This is the current situation. And because these are four major arcanas right here together, it sort of happened like this. There's been some sort of revelation. Interesting. Okay, this is what it feels like. I know that last month you guys, and the months prior, you guys have been going through some things, some ups and downs, some, feeling anxious, wanting to make something happen, wanting to get some sort of results, especially in, with relationships. You've been wanting your partner to do something, to make something happen, to get your partner to listen to you, to pay attention to you, to you know to understand where you're coming from, and commit. Okay, I know that quite a few of you have been doing that, and you've been kind of, some of you have been kind of aggressive at it. So I'm wondering, if I go back, will this be connected to that somehow? I'm just, I'm just going through this. I'm just feeling it before we go deep into the reading, because this is like big energy and I can feel it. You know what I'm feeling, Aries? Since the last time I had done your readings, maybe even back to, I'll probably need to go back and look at some of the other videos. I think that some of you, honestly, have gone to see seers, have gone to, have someone look into situations for you to find out more information. It could be more information about your partner, to look further into situations about, uh, could be job related, it could be, regarding home life, it could be family, job situation, you know, whatever it is you're committed to, maybe an organization that you're with or something. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm picking up. And with the King of Wands covering the High Priestess here, I feel like the King of Wands. I don't feel like the King of Wands is a challenge. I feel like the King of Wands is the focus, okay, on what you were seeing, or what you've gone to a seer about, what has been revealed. Does that make sense? I don't feel like this is a challenge card, something that can help you or hurt you. I feel like this has been the focus of your concentration. I feel like that's what this is telling me. You've been focused on the King of Wands, getting information about him. Could be a boss, it could be your husband, it could be the person that you're heavily committed to, your significant other. It could be someone, head of an organization that you're with. You wanted to know more information about them, because this is how you feel about this situation here. These three cards are connected. This is the here and now. You might be having a tower moment of this situation coming apart, or you could be imploding with anger. You could be shaken up on the inside by what you're feeling. Look at that. I'm really looking at this card. You have, it's like the all-seeing eye is watching. The all-seeing eye is watching from heaven, from, God is watching. Spirit is watching. Something is coming in to shake this situation up. It's shining down on this tower. The tower, the tower is exploding. The tower is on fire. People are falling out of it, falling out of this tower. The crown falls off the top of the tower. There's a crown on it, the crown of royalty. And it's interesting because the Hierophant over here is looking through light as well, like looks like he's looking through a telescope. Some sort of light is shining on the past. He's looking, he's watching. There's a lot of watching here. A lot of seeing, a lot of watching. The divine watching, the Hierophant watching, the seer watching. And then you have the Princess of Swords right next to it, who's watching, who's often a spy, who can be mischievous, spying, very cutting. lot of watching, all eyes, you being introspective, watching, going within, light being shown on situations, truths coming out. And it's like the thing that you've held on to, it has put you at a place of some sort of status. And I say that because the crown, there's a crown here. And I've never noticed the crown before. I haven't noticed the crown in, there'll be a crown in other tarot, tarot cards, tarot decks, but I haven't really noticed the crown. And I feel like whatever this is that's kind of falling apart, there was a time where you felt like a queen or a king within a situation, okay? Maybe you had some sort of position of leadership. Maybe maybe you were married. Maybe you were, I'm picking up management for somebody. The King of Wands here, the King of Wands is an entrepreneur. Very often an entrepreneur, a leader of some sort. He can be a husband, someone who's very charismatic, someone who's creative. And I know this sounds all over the place, this reading, but I don't necessarily read tarot cards traditionally anyway. I'm very intuitive with the readings. So the energy's coming in, and these are the messages coming in, and it's a lot. So, please bear with me. I'm trying to organize this as much as possible because I'm not the best tarot card reader, because I'm not really like a tarot card reader. I just kind of understand, the tarot cards, and I read intuitively, so I get these messages that come in. I'm getting management for somebody. Somebody was the head of something, and there was a shakeup in the organization, and maybe you lost your position. Maybe some of you were fired. I'm getting fired for somebody. There was somebody watching. Somebody maybe watching. I'm picking up somebody was watching performance of someone, or maybe you had to fire somebody. This is a general reading, okay? And it's not going to resonate with everybody, but it will resonate with somebody. Somebody was watching performance. Either you or either you had to let somebody else go because you're in a management position and you were watching. Somebody tipped you off, okay, about an employee, and then you started watching. Here, you started saying, okay, well, let me take a look at this situation. You started watching, you saw something that wasn't going on, wasn't going right, pardon me, and you had to make some decisions that shook up everything, and this person got either demoted or fired. I don't know where am I getting this from? But this is something I'm picking up right here, right now. You have gotten fired or fired someone else. You weren't feeling too good about it. You saw it coming. You had a hunch already, but then this person, you know, you had to look into it. You had to look into the situation and make a decision that affected the company as a whole, because this is a structure. Depending upon, how the hierophant works out, it can definitely be a structure, like a corporation of some kind, like I said, institution, structured institution. And you're being introspective. Did I do the right thing? Did I make the right decision? And for some of you, this is marriage. It ended. You were the husband or you were the wife, and the crown is falling off here. It's ending. Maybe you were holding on too tight to it, or someone was holding on too tight to it. And the divine, with all-seeing eye, source God, the angels from above, spirit guide, your ancestors, however you pray, whatever your center is, saw this and said, it's time to end this. This is going to come to an end. Time to end this abruptly. It doesn't need to drag out. Okay, this is it. Okay. Over here in the near future, you have the Princess of Swords in the upright position. More looking, more spying. This person wants to communicate something. This is either you or someone coming in wanting to communicate, wanting to get their point across. And it might not be the most tactful, but this is a messenger. I feel like this is a messenger. coming in. This can be a child. This can be someone, you know, close to you, wanting to come in to tell you something, or someone else, just someone else external coming in, watching the situation. You can be watching. You can be further looking into a situation, investigating. And in the total outcome, you have the Chariot. So there's going to be movement. There's going to be, further movement, gathering of your resources, aligning yourself, aligning your emotions, and moving on. Moving on. Some of you could be involved with cancer here. Maybe, we'll see how this plays out here. This doesn't feel like a challenge card, though. It can be a challenge card if this is like a boss. King of Wands challenging you of some sort. Someone in authority coming in to challenge you, challenge your authority, challenge the decisions you made after what you see, after what you saw, and you may have to move on. For some of you, this is a relationship. For some of you, this is work related. I feel heavy management over here. Okay, let's look at the Tower card first. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Tower card? Why is the Tower card here? Judgment came out. These cards are pre-shuffled, by the way. One more for the Tower card. Judgment, there's some sort of decision made. Someone was looking, like I said, someone was looking in the past, reviewing a situation with the Judgment card here. Reviewing a situation to see whether or not it deserves a second chance. Because that's what the Judgment card is about. Second chances, resurrection, reviewing of a situation, hearing that final call, hearing the judgment call, being pulled before that judgment time. One more for the Tower. I need one more card for it because this is kind of obvious. This is kind of obvious. With the Hierophant back here watching, that's judgment. And there's like a million cards, it's the whole stack. I don't need all of those. Just like I said, for some of you, this is business related. The Tower card, that Judgment Day came of decision making. Okay. And there is no second chance in this situation. Because here you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Pentacles in the upright position would be, the Three of Pentacles in this position would be you, and if it's related to work, it's you getting recognition from a boss, a manager, or you working together in a within a group, on a group project, you working together at work in the collective for the good of the department or the organization, building something, putting something together for that work, for that structure. Or you go into a boss, your boss hiring you, your boss recognizing your hard work, your boss, or manager demonstrating how to do something. It is a collective of people coming together to work. Either three people coming together to work, or manager working with you and others. But then this comes to an end. This group disbands. This group, this breaks up. You're no longer being recognized, or your time is over in this group of collective, in this collective, at work, in this position. It could even be a church organization, because this also looks like a church, looks like the inside of a church. The final decision was made and it's over. This could be a relationship, and you and your partner, or you and your spouse, you break up because this decision was made. You could have gone before the court to get a divorce. This could be divorce happening here in the middle of it. You going through this, or just a breakup with the relationship, and maybe you and your spouse and your child have to part, or yeah, if you could have more than one child, or your family disbands, your family breaks up here. And because this is the Tower and not the Death card, maybe you felt like the decision was going to go one way, but it went another way, and it was like all of a sudden it's like, oh God, I didn't see this coming. I thought things were going in one way. Maybe you thought that there was going to be reconciliation, judgment. Okay, well, honey, let's talk about the relationship. And your spouse says, okay, come on, let's, we talk about it. We try to work things out or whatever. And you thought that there would be a second chance. But then the spouse, or even, work related too, you thought that it was going one way, and there was some sort of agreement perhaps. And then all of a sudden the boom is lowered, boom. And you're devastated, It's because it's sudden, like, oh God, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know that I would be turned down, from this situation. I didn't know that this was going to happen. I knew that there was a possibility, but I didn't see that possibility. You weren't thinking that way. You weren't prepared. With the Death card coming in, there's preparation for these things, because you have time to brace yourself for something that's coming to an end, because you know it. You know when something is going to end, but you have time. By the time the Death card comes in, ends things karmically, ends things. You already know. You prepared for it. It was time for it. But this, you didn't see it coming. You didn't know the outcome was going to be this way, and it doesn't feel good, so you're being introspective. What happened? How did we get to this point? Oh gosh, what did I do? What did I do wrong? What did I do? What happened? We were just talking about this. So and so wanted to give it another chance. We were talking about a second chance with this. What happened? Did I do something wrong? What part did I play in this? Okay. Wow. Let's take a look at the King of Wands here. Spirit, can you tell us more about the King of Wands? Why is the King of Wands here? Because here you're using your intuition. You're looking at it, or someone is looking at it, and maybe clarifying. It could be a seer that you're going to, someone that you're talking to. Why is the King of Wands here? Three of Cups in reverse. One more for the King of Wands. One more for the King of Wands. King of Wands next to it in reverse. Honest to God, I can't make this up. Damn. Okay. There's been, with the Three of Cups in reverse, the Three of Cups in the upright position is about celebration. Friends getting together, celebrating, some sort of party taking place. A celebratory moment where, you know, you all get together and have a good time. Cause for celebration, happiness. But in the reverse position, it's like three's a crowd. You know, in the upright position, three's a party. In the reverse position, three's a crowd. So there could be, with the King of Wands, information coming in about, you know, you using your intuition, or you seeing someone there letting you know, hey, this King of Wands person, there was a third party situation going on. And it, you know, it's ending. This information is being revealed about this King of Wands here. You know, he had a third party situation going on. You know, if it's a relationship, there's been some cheating or some, you know, infidelity. Same thing basically. And the King of Wands in reverse was, you know, he wasn't loyal. He wasn't doing what he said he was supposed to be doing. Well, he wasn't who he was supposed to be. You know, he's arrogant. He's been, you know, cheating, deceptive. Probably controlling, you know. He was out for a good time. He was out for a good time. He was being a man about town, you know. So this breaks up here. This is a third party situation for some of you. For quite a few of you. Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups in reverse. If this is job related, and I still feel that way. I feel that way for somebody. There's been some favoritism on the job. There's been some favoritism. Someone came in. There's been some scheming going on. To make somebody lose a position. You've had some adversaries, and it's coming from this boss. Maybe this boss, you know, was showing some favoritism within this group over here. Because over here, the boss is giving recognition, or the manager is giving recognition, and this is falling apart because there's, you know, someone was watching, giving recognition. Over here, being deceptive, you know, not being genuine, unreliable. Wow. A ruler with an iron fist. Why am I picking that up for somebody? Where did I get that from? Ruler with an iron fist. Somebody called their boss that. Where did I get that from? Somebody called their boss that, and people at work got together and people were talking about this. There was some gossip going around. There might have been an affair as well at work for somebody. Maybe why this is coming apart. Something underhanded happened at work. I got ruler with an iron fist because here in the upright position, the King of Wands is charismatic. Okay? He's charismatic. He's somebody you want to be around. He's, very energetic. A good salesman, good with business, a good entrepreneur, a good leader, a good teacher of the rope, someone who brings street smarts into business. Very resourceful, relationship builder, out in the field building relationships for the business, for the greater good of the business. And I keep going back to business with this. But people, he's being exposed. He's not as good as he appears to be as a boss. And it could be a woman too who comes across as a man. But by the way they do things, But people have been talking about it. There's been some gossip about this boss. And I keep picking up work relationship with this. Because relationships are, relationships, there's different types of relationships. They're not always romantic. This could be home life, this could be family, this could be your spouse, your mate. But for some of you, it's definitely a boss. Ruler with an iron fist comes in. Somebody's calling this person this. He's kind of mean in the reverse position. Argumentative, mean. Angry, hot-headed, real quick temper. This man has a quick temper. Okay. Deep stuff here. All right, Aries. Spirit, can you tell us why the Princess of Swords is here? And I know some of you are looking at me like, what is this lady talking about? She's talking about relationships. And she's talking about work and the boss. Yeah. But I kid you not, it's it's stuff I'm picking up. One minute. Let me get this card. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It's the sun that fell out in reverse for the Princess of Swords. Okay. Spirit, give me one more for the Princess of Swords. So light shines on a situation. And you're not happy about it. It's some information that comes out, more information comes out about the situation, and it doesn't make you happy. You're not pleased. I'm over here looking at this B card at the out of the corner of my eye of the animal spirit cards. Looking at it out of the corner of my eye. And the lovers is right next to it. Lovers card in the upright position. For quite a few of you, this is, a love relationship. I'm getting two messages right here. Okay, Aries, here's what I see. And yes, damn it, this video is going to be long before we even go into it. This lady's still talking and she hasn't gotten to the point. Yes, because I hear that right now. Yes, it is long, okay? Okay, now that we got that out of the way and I've addressed that, here goes. Here's what I'm seeing with this. Some of you are looking back at the events that led up to this point because you're going through this over here and it doesn't feel good, and you're processing all of this because remember, you're being a hermit over here, so you're going within to process all of this, being introspective. And here you're looking back. What in the hell happened? What in the world happened? What happened? How did all of this happen? All of this is happening so fast. All of this information is coming up to surface. Like the blink of an eye. Oh God, just I'm taken aback. So maybe you start spying, looking, investigating, looking at what happened, looking into the situation. And you confirm that your mate or your spouse does have someone else. Your mate or your spouse chooses, makes a choice and goes with the person that, starts a new relationship. You're not happy about it. The Sun card is in reverse. You're not happy. You're not pleased at the information that you find about this. You're not pleased about it. You go to investigate, and your mate might be with a Leo, and it doesn't make you happy, a Leo or a Gemini. You have the Sun card in reverse, and the Lovers right next to it in the upright position. Okay, a lot of major arcana cards here. There's a lot of them. This hurts. I understand, Aries. Now, for some of you, others of you, you already know there's somebody else. It's over. It's been brought out already. You already know that it's over. This you're Mr. King over here, Mr. King of Wands. You know that he's moved on, but you're curious about the person that he's moved on with, because over here you probably don't know who it is, but you dig deeper and you want to know, who is this bitch, or who is this guy, who is this sucker that came in and did this. So you investigate. You want to know more about the person that he chose or that she chose. You find out more information. It doesn't make you feel good. You find out that your mate is actually in love, and your mate be happy, but you're not happy about the situation. You find out that the that the person that your mate with is a Leo or Gemini, and you find out this person might be, very successful. This person might, be someone in the limelight. This person might be someone, who's a bit different than you. Not to say that you're not successful in the limelight, but somehow a bit different. This person might be, not what you expected, and I feel like there was some surprise here. I don't know why I'm getting surprised, but I feel like there's some sort of surprise here, and it's not what you expected. I also feel like for some of you, you were successful in digging deeper and finding out more information. You were a good spy. You were really good at it. You were successful at digging up more information, but it still didn't come up to what you thought it would be. This King of Wands, you mad, you pissed off at him, but then you find out that the guy or the lady is actually, in love. He or she made a decision to go with the person they love. And you, Aries, you move on with the Chariot. You gather up your things, you gather up your belongings, and you say, "To hell with this. I'm out. This is it. This is final. This is it. I'm out. I deserve some happiness. Screw that." Yeah, but you know what, Aries, is gonna be okay. Let's see what you're moving on over here. Let's see what's going. Let's see what we got going on for you now, Aries. For some of you, this is you. This is the other person, or this is you making these decisions. It can be flipped around. You could be the other person, Aries. You could be the King of Wands. Since this is your energy, and this is the energy of an air sign here. And we've got your energy twice. Look at that. Aries, is this you? Did you make a decision? Were you with somebody else and your spouse or your mate was spying on you and finding out that you got somebody else? Aha. This is air sign energy, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Gemini can be finding out and not happy. Okay, what's going on? Why is the Chariot here? Tell me, Spirit, tell us more about the Chariot. I'm interested in hearing about the Chariot, then we'll get to the B card. Okay. You're moving on for peace and tranquility with the lilies, something more long term. You're ready to rest from all of this. And then you got the mice card here. Your nerves are shot. You need a rest. Yeah. Oh, Aries. Then you're definitely moving on because you got the train here. You're moving on and you're moving up and on. You need to rest. You're taking a break. You need to rest. You need to rest your nerves. The lilies is, like resting your nerves. The mice are here. So you're nervous. You're upset. And you feel like you need to calm down. You need to take a break. Some of you are going on vacation. You decide to take a trip, travel. This is domestic travel. You may travel to see some relatives, take a break, or just, move on. Yeah, there's movement here. And you know something, Aries? Regardless of who this is, whether this was happening to you or you doing this to the other person, because it could be you. Your energy is here. Your energy is right here in the center twice, and it's strong. And if you did need to move on from this situation and find somebody else or find another job, however this plays out for you, either way, you still deserve to get a break from this because, there's a lot of emotion here, although there's not a lot of cups. I can feel the emotion from these heavy, heavy cards. Either way, you need this break. Get away, take a long drive, go see some family or something, within your, maybe do some domestic traveling, a train trip, car trip, get away for the weekend. If you want to travel long distance, that's cool too, that's even better. Get away, see something else. Now with the B card here from Animal Spirit card, this is the card, this is the animal that, the spirit of the animal that can influence you in the month of this month. The B is about focus, working hard, focusing on something, focus, just focusing on one thing, trying to trying to extract something from one thing where you're laser focused on making that one thing work or trying to get something out of that one thing. And you're busy, you're working hard at it. You're working really hard to get what you need from that one thing. Busy, you're busy. Bees are generally happy, very focused, happy, hard workers. Hard workers of, getting the nectar from from a flower, or getting blood from somebody if they sting somebody. But when you're agitated, when you're upset, you can be very stinging. You can be cutting. You can be, like stinging. There's agitation here. I'm feeling two things from this B card. You being laser focused at getting something that you need, and you also being upset and agitated. And that's where the mice comes in too. Agitation, your nerves, being upset, and you were focused. This B comes between these two cards here. You were focused at getting this information. You were focused in this relationship or this situationship at work. Focus. Your focus has been, your focus has been laser targeted. But now it's going to be a time for you to get some rest. You'll need to rest. And if you want to focus on something more positive. Shift the energy of your focus into something else that would better suit you, that would be more productive, that would be more helpful for you. Ease up on yourself. Don't work so hard. Don't overdo it. Don't let anything drain your energy, and you die out from exerting so much energy on one thing. Does that make sense, Aries? I hope so. I hope it helps. Okay. Now we have spirit messages. Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries for the month of July? Shift your focus into something more productive. If you're going to have that kind of energy, let it be to help you rebuild yourself, because this is a good opportunity right here to start rebuilding your structure now that the old is coming out, is coming to pass. It's summertime, Aries. Get out there, do some traveling, take some road trips, do something fun. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it, Aries. This would be even an opportunity for this coming up for you to find somebody else. Okay? There may be somebody else coming for you, Aries, but you have to open up. I know you're angry. You're angry. You don't feel good. But maybe if you kind of open up and shift your focus off of this situation, shift it onto something else, turn the sun upside down and welcome the energy of newness that can be coming in for you, because you'll be blocking a blessing by holding on to the anger and the hurt that you're feeling. You'll be blocking a blessing that's coming in, okay? Through your stance, through how you're feeling. And you don't want to do that. Chaos and conflict. Yeah, a lot of chaos and conflict. This goes right in the middle of the two of these. This is what you're going through now. A lot of chaos and conflict going on in your life at this moment. And I strongly suggest the message is to resolve, if you can, try to resolve whatever this chaos and conflict is in your relationship or at work. I think you already know what it is, whether it's work related or your relationship. Try to come to some sort of resolve with it. Try to come to some sort of truce with it. Try to make some sort of peace with it, either with yourself or with the other person or the other people involved, if possible. If it's work related and you know you have to work there every day, if you're still there, you have to do this for yourself. No matter how angry you are, chaos and conflict, no matter how angry you are, how hurt you are, how betrayed you've been through this situation, Aries, it's still something that you have to go through so that you can heal for you. This anger that's inside will only be worse on your health. It's good to acknowledge how you feel, how angry you are, how pissed off you are. Absolutely acknowledge that. Don't negate those things. Don't minimize them. But you don't want to hold on to that forever. You don't want to focus on this one thing that hurt you, this one thing that you feel destroyed you to the point where you can't see anything else around you. You have tunnel vision and you're just focused on this one thing like a bee. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to expand. You want to be able to get past this, even confront this like a bee would. Confront the situation, say what you have to say, get out some of the feelings that you have to get out, and move on so that you can heal, so that the healing process can heal. Take a break, take a vacation, relax your nerves, through travel, through a trip, through pampering yourself, taking care of yourself. Spirit, whatever messages do you have? What action messages do you have? What action should Aries take in the month of July? That one. Nature. Get out in nature. Get out in nature. Take a trip. Get out in nature. And it says in the back, take a walk. Let beauty of nature feed your soul. Yep. Take a trip. Maybe go to the beach or something like that. Get out and go. You know. Get out and go. Get out and go somewhere. Do something just for you. Go pamper yourself. And it's interesting because you have two brown cards, chaos and conflict and nature, and they look alike. Look at this. This isn't from the same deck, but they look just alike. I feel like if you ground, you know, ground, connect with nature, connect with, you know, something natural, connect with the earth, you'll start feeling better. Healing will begin. Because you need some healing. You need to ground. Some of you need to ground. Meditate, ground. Become one with nature as much as possible. Get out there, maybe walk around in the park somewhere or alongside a beach or a lake. Take your shoes off. Walk around on the ground a little bit. Connect. I feel like this will help. Yeah. Okay, Aries, this concludes this reading. Yes, it has been long. I know it has. I know it is. The videos are always long. But I hope this helps you in some way. This reading, these messages aren't for everybody. It's not going to resonate with everybody, but it's going to resonate with somebody. And I hope that it's helped you. If you'd like a personal reading, you can book through the website, summerintuition.com. That is summerintuition.com, and the video will take about, within 7 days, you'll have your video reading. And if you'd like some help with marketing, we can certainly do that too. And off for the entire summer, and that is exclusive to those who come through this channel, my summer Tarot by Summer channel. And we can further discuss that if you send me an email at tarotbysummer@gmail.com. Okay, bye for now. I'll be back around the middle of July with the love readings. Okay, love you guys. Take care, Aries.